Question number 20. It reads, we cannot boast of dash in our school laboratory. Option A, an equipment. Option B, many equipments. Option C, much equipment. And option D, equipment. First of all, this question is from the topic uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. In case you don't know, uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted or singled out. Nouns that cannot be counted or singled out are what we call uncountable nouns, and that is what this question is from. Uncountable nouns are also called mass nouns. Another name for uncountable nouns is mass nouns. The following words: luggage, baggage, information, furniture, damage, advice, the one with CE ending. There is advise, the one with SE ending anyway. That one is a verbal word. That one exists as a verb. The one I am talking about here is the one with CE ending. Traffic, stationary, the one with an E. There is stationary, the one with an A anyway. That one exists as an adjective, and it means not moving. The one I am talking about here is the one with an E, stationary, equipment, etc. These words are uncountable nouns. They cannot be counted, they cannot be singled out. They are uncountable nouns. As uncountable nouns, there are things you shouldn't do to them, and there are things you should do to them. There are things you can do to them, and there are things you cannot do to them as uncountable nouns. The first thing you cannot do to them, the first thing you shouldn't do to them is don't pluralize them. If I say don't pluralize them, I mean don't end them with S, ES, or IES. They are uncountable nouns. They should not be pluralized. However, if we look at stationary, the one with an E anyway, for example, and we start considering different kinds of it, then the plural form becomes stationaries with IES ending. But they do not test that one in examinations. For the sake of an examination, they are uncountable nouns. They should not be pluralized. They should not be ended with S, ES, or IES. It is the first thing you shouldn't do to them. I believe that is understood. The second thing you shouldn't do to them is don't precede them with the indefinite article a or an. Do not precede them with the indefinite article a or the indefinite article an. If I say do not precede them with the indefinite article a or an, I mean do not use the indefinite article a or an before them. That is, immediately after the indefinite article a or an, you are using any of the uncountable nouns. It is grammatically incorrect. Do not precede them with the indefinite article a or an. However, they can be preceded with the definite article d. For example, I cannot say I need an information. I cannot say I want to buy a luggage, but I can say I want to buy the luggage. I can say I need the information. I cannot say I need an advice, but I can say I need the advice. So do not precede them with the indefinite article a or an, but you can precede them with the definite article d. I believe that is understood. The next thing you shouldn't do to them is don't precede them with the quantifier many or few. They are uncountable nouns. They cannot be preceded with the quantifier many or few. For example, I cannot say I need many informations. I cannot also say I need few advices. It is grammatically incorrect. However, you can precede them with the quantifier much, some, little. For example, I can say I need some information. I need much information. I need little information. So don't pluralize them, that is, don't end them with s, es, or ies. Don't precede them with the indefinite article a or an. Don't precede them with the quantifier many or few. I believe that is understood. Let us continue. The first thing you can do to them is they can be used the way they are in sentences. The way they are in sentences, you can use them that way. They can be used the way they are in sentences. For example, instead of saying, I want to buy a luggage, you should say, I want to buy luggage. Instead of saying, I need an advice, you should say, I need advice. Instead of saying, I need an information, you should say, I need information. So the first thing you can do to them as uncountable nouns is they can be used the way they are in sentences. I believe that is understood. The next thing you can do to them is they can be preceded with much, a lot of, a piece of, plenty of. I did not say plenty, I said plenty of, etc. Uncountable nouns can be preceded by much, a lot of, a piece of, plenty of, etc. There are other things you can precede uncountable nouns with, but these ones are the commonly tested ones in examinations. So uncountable nouns can be preceded by much, a lot of, a piece of, plenty of, etc. Please note that even when you precede any of them, even when you precede any of these uncountable nouns with any of these things, do not pluralize the uncountable noun. Do not pluralize the uncountable noun. I believe that is understood. If you must give any of them, that is any of the uncountable nouns, a verb, if you must give it a verb, it should be a singular verb. If you must give any uncountable noun, any of these uncountable nouns a verb, it must be a singular verb. In case you don't know, a singular verb is a verb that ends with s, es, or ies. And that is the verb an uncountable noun itself carries. I believe that is understood. So if a question wants you to give an uncountable noun, any of these uncountable nouns a verb, the verb should be a singular verb, a verb that ends with s, es, or ies. Let us now apply everything we have said concerning uncountable nouns to this question with a view to answering it correctly. If you look at option A, you will find out that it contains an equipment. Option A is wrong because of this indefinite article an. We said that uncountable nouns cannot be preceded by the indefinite article an or the indefinite article a. For that reason, option A is wrong. If you look at option B, you will find out that it contains many equipments. We have said that uncountable nouns cannot be preceded by the quantifier many. or the quantifier few, and they cannot be pluralized. For that reason, option B is wrong. Option C would have been correct, because uncountable nouns can be preceded by much. But I said uncountable nouns should not be pluralized. So the S ending here in this uncountable noun makes option C wrong. Otherwise, it would have been the correct option. If you look at the question, you will find out that the only correct option is option D. The reason is that they have used this uncountable noun in this question the way it is. And we said that the first thing you can do to uncountable nouns is to use them the way they are in sentences. Insofar, option D contains equipment, that is, using the uncountable noun equipment the way it is, then it is the correct option. So that the question reads, we cannot boast of equipment in our school laboratory. I believe this is understood. Let us look at one or two other questions on uncountable nouns so that you will understand much or a lot better. If you look at the first question, you will find out that it reads, the dash at Sapele Road last week. Option A, were much traffic. Option B, was many traffics. Option C, was much traffic. And option D, were many traffics. If you look at the options, you will find out that option D is wrong, because we said that uncountable nouns cannot be preceded by the quantifier many or few, and they cannot be pluralized. So option D is wrong. If you look at option B, you will find out that it is wrong, because uncountable nouns cannot be preceded by the quantifier many, and they cannot be pluralized. So option B is wrong. The correct option in this question is between option A and option C. If you look at option A, you will find out that it contains much traffic, which is acceptable, because we said that uncountable nouns can be preceded by much. If you look at option C, you will find out that it also contains much traffic, which is also acceptable. The difference between option A and option C is the verb. The verb. Option A carries a plural verb, were, whereas option C carries a singular verb, was. We said that if you must give an uncountable noun a verb, the verb should be a singular verb. An uncountable noun itself carries a singular verb, a verb that ends with s, es, or ies. For that reason, the correct option between A and C is option C. So that the question reads, there was much traffic at Sapele Road last week. If you look at the second question here, you will find out that it reads, you are not allowed to carry dash on this flight. Option A, baggages. Option B, luggage. Option C, a luggage. And option D, a baggage. If you look at the options, you will find out that option D is wrong, because we said that uncountable nouns cannot be preceded by the indefinite article a or an. So option D is wrong. If you look at option C, you will find out that it is wrong, because we said uncountable nouns cannot be preceded by the indefinite article a or an. So option C is wrong. If you look at option A, you will find out that it is wrong, because we said that uncountable nouns cannot be pluralized. They are uncountable nouns. They cannot be pluralized. That is, they cannot end with s, es, or ies. So option A is wrong. The only correct option in this question is option B, luggage. It is the correct option because if you look at option B, you will find out that they have used the uncountable noun, luggage, in this case, the way it is. And we said that the first thing you can do to uncountable nouns is use them the way they are in sentences. Insofar they have used this uncountable noun, luggage, in option B the way it is, then it is the correct option. So that the question reads, you are not allowed to carry luggage on this flight. I believe this is understood. Let us go to the next question number. Question number 21. It reads, it is possible to predict the dash of the earthquake. This question is obviously from the topic spelling. Spelling. If you look at the question, you will find out that they want to fill the gap in the question with the word occurrence. But they have spelled the word occurrence in 4 different ways. And we are required to choose the option that contains the correct or appropriate spelling of the word occurrence. If you don't know the correct spelling of the word occurrence, then you will end up answering this question incorrectly. In case you don't know, the word occurrence is spelled this way: OCCURRENCE. This is the correct spelling of the word occurrence. It means that in the spelling of the word occurrence, there are 2 C's and 2 R's. There are 2 C's and 2 R's in the spelling of the word occurrence. So if you look at the options, you will find out that the correct option is option C. I believe this is understood. Remember, in the spelling of the word occurrence, there are 2 C's and 2 R's. Do not lose sight of that. From what we saw in question number 21, it means that it is important to know the correct spellings of as many words as possible. I am not talking about big words. I am actually talking about words we are familiar with. We should know how to spell them correctly. How do you spell the word veterinary? Veterinary. It is spelled as VETERINARY. This is the spelling of the word veterinary. Number 2. How do you spell the word embarrass? Embarrass. It is spelled as EMBARRASS. This is the spelling of the word embarrass. It means that in the spelling of the word embarrass, there are 2 R's and 2 S's. There are 2 R's and 2 S's in the spelling of the word embarrass. Please do not forget that. Number 3. How do you spell the word auxiliary? Auxiliary. It is spelled as AUXILARY. This is the spelling of the word auxiliary. Please note that in the spelling of the word auxiliary, there is an I immediately after the L before the A. There is an I immediately after the L before the A. This is the correct spelling of the word auxiliary. Number 4. How do you spell the word maintenance? Maintenance. It is spelled as maintenance. This is how you spell the word maintenance. Please note that the word maintain is spelled as MAINTAIN. This is the spelling of the word maintain. But the word maintenance is spelled as MAINTENANCE. I believe this is understood. Number 5. How do you spell the word committee? Committee. It is spelled as COMMITTEE. This is the spelling of the word committee. It means that in the spelling of the word committee, there are 2 M's, 2 T's, and 2 E's. In the spelling of the word committee, there are 2 M's, 2 T's, and 2 E's. Please do not forget that. Number 6. How do you spell the word foolscap? Foolscap. That's paper you use for writing. Foolscap. It is spelled as FOOLSCAP. This is the spelling of the word foolscap. Number 7. How do you spell the word dysentery? Dysentery. It is spelled as DYSENTERY. Please note that in the spelling of the word dysentery, there is an E immediately after the T before the ROY. There is an E immediately after the T before the ROY. So this is the spelling of the word dysentery. Do not forget that. Number 8. How do you spell the word cemetery? Cemetery. It is spelled as CEMETERY. This is the spelling of the word cemetery. Please note that in the spelling of the word cemetery, there is an E immediately after the T before the ROY. There is an E immediately after the T before the ROY. And there is no N in the spelling of cemetery. There is no letter N in the spelling of cemetery. Number 9. How do you spell the word accommodation? Accommodation. It is spelled as ACCOMMODATION. This is the spelling of the word accommodation. It means that in the spelling of the word accommodation, there are 2 C's and 2 M's. There are 2 C's and 2 M's in the spelling of the word accommodation. Do not forget that. Number 10. How do you spell the word occasion? Occasion. Occasion. It is spelled as OCCASION. This is the spelling of the word occasion. It means that in the spelling of the word occasion, there are 2 C's but 1 S. In the spelling of the word occasion, there are 2 C's and 1 S. Not 2 S's, but 1 S. I believe that is understood. Number 11. How do you spell the word commission? commission. It is spelled as COMMISSION. This is the spelling of the word commission. It means that in the spelling of the word commission, there are two M's and two S's. There are two M's and two S's in the spelling of the word commission. Please do not forget that. Number 12. How do you spell the word pronunciation? Pronunciation. Please note that the word pronounce is spelled as PRONOUNCE. It means that in the spelling of the word pronounce, there is letter O immediately after the first letter N. There is letter O immediately after the first letter N. But in the spelling of the word pronunciation, there is no letter O immediately after the first letter N. So the word pronunciation is spelled as PRONUN. You can see that there is no letter O immediately after the first letter N. It is NUN, not NOUN. Then CIATION. This is the spelling of the word pronunciation. I believe that is understood. Number 13. How do you spell the word etiquette? Etiquette. It is spelled as ETIQUETTE. This is how you spell the word etiquette. This is the spelling of the word etiquette. Number 14. How do you spell the word millennium? Millennium. It is spelled as MILLENNIUM. This is the spelling of the word millennium. It means that in the spelling of the word millennium, there are two L's and two N's. There are two L's and two N's in the spelling of the word millennium. Number 15. How do you spell the word vengeance? Vengeance. It is spelled as VENGEANCE. This is the spelling of the word vengeance. It means that in the spelling of the word vengeance, there is an E immediately after the letter G. Before the letter A, there is an E. Number 16. How do you spell the word staphylococcus? Staphylococcus. It is spelled as STAPHYLOCOCCUS. This is the spelling of the word staphylococcus. Please take note of the two C's here before the US. Take note of the two C's before the US. This is the correct spelling of the word staphylococcus. I believe this is understood. Let us go to the next question number.